Bill, I'll tell you what. You know what? I'm really going to tell you what. You're wearing me out, buddy. I'm telling you.
That's the idea.
I just can't believe the walleye fishing is this hot up at Lake St. Joseph.
Yeah.
You know? Dandy fish, Bill. Look at this. Look at this. Wow. Bill, is it always this hot?
It has its days for sure.
Hi, I'm Darryl Choronzey. Today I'm up the Old Coast. It's up on Lake St. Joseph. I'm with Bill Briscoe. Are we going to get a lot of walleye like this?
We better.
You know what? Honestly, stick with us because we probably picked up 15 fish in the last 15 minutes and the fishing's hot.
I'm going fishing all the time and my baby's going fishing too. Bet your life that your sweet wife can catch more fish than you. Any fish will bite if you got the right bait. Now here's a little something that I'd like to relate. With my pole and my line, I'm going fishing. Yes, I'm going fishing. My baby's going fishing too.
Going Fishing with Darryl Choronzey is brought to you in part by Yamaha, when you want the best. Abu Garcia, for life. Berkeley, catch more fish. And by Darryl Choronzey's Canadian Fisherman's Breading and Batter Mix. Closed captioning for Going Fishing is brought to you by Rapala, the makers of Canada's favorite fillet knives. Looking for what may be the best walleye fishing on the entire North American continent? Then look no farther than a certain big body of water in northwestern Ontario that goes by the name of Lake St. Joseph. Did I say a big body of water? Well, for starters, Lake St. Joseph is more than 90 miles long, 20 miles wide, and covers more than 154,000 acres. Located in Ontario's Patricia region, Lake St. Joseph can be reached by car or plane. But let's get to the fishing, and in particular, the fishing for old opal eyes. Now here's a lake that the Ontario Ministry of Natural Resources ranks as one of the province's best. Walleye seem to be wherever you drop your gulp baits, cast your map spinners, or troll your spoons. So stay with us as Choronzey and Old Post guide Bill Briscoe jig up shallow water walleyes until their arms are about to fall off.
Here we go. Bill. We just had something happen, and I've never seen walleye really do that. But I was lifting the power grub out of the water, and the walleye actually cleared the lake, the surface of the lake, by about 1.5 feet. These fish are aggressive.
Yeah, they certainly are.
They must think there's a hatch on it. It looks like it's plastic. Oh my, oh my, oh my. Yeah, I said to Bill, it's a little slow in here right now. And we've only been out like 15 minutes, but I said, it's a little slow in here. I expect one right away. I just started to bring that jig out of the water.
Yeah.
And this walleye came cruising right back out. I threw it right back in and he nailed it. I'm gonna let him go. I'll tell you what, Bill, they must be hungry. That was something.
It really was.
Bill, how often will you come into a bay like this? Like, I'm used to deep water, right? You know, middle of the summer, I like deep water. But even this early in the year, I'm still into deep water usually, or off rocky points.
Yeah.
This is a bog bottom, right?
Yes, it is, yeah.
Weed beds, and we got the walleye in 5 to 10 feet of water.
Yeah, they're in here after something.
It's really something. Look at this. Bill. This is Lake St. Joseph at its best.
It really is, yep.
Look at this. Come on, baby. I'll tell you, Bill, if people want to experience world-class walleye fishing, they want to get up here. There's no two ways about it.
That's for sure.
Now, Bill and I came out yesterday, right? And I said, can we go back to the same spot? Yesterday, we couldn't catch small ones like this.
Yeah.
What is the slot size? Let's let the people know. It's not really a slot size. It's over and under, okay?
Maximum limit is 18 inches on walleye, and camp policy is none over that.
Okay. The government says 3 under, 1 over?
That's right.
But the camp here, Old Post, doesn't want anybody really keeping them over 18 inches.
All under 18, yep.
But again, yesterday, we had a hard time catching them under 18 inches.
Yeah, that would be perfect.
That's typical shorelines right now.
That's it, yeah, right there.
This guy's not going to be eating. I'm putting him back in the lake.
Yeah, let him live.
Bill, do you get many people that want to keep everything?
Well, we get a few guys who don't like to put them away, but for the most part, everyone's pretty conscious of conservation and that sort of thing.
You know, Bill, I think everybody should understand, listen, if you want to eat fish, eat the small fish, let the big spawners go back into the water so they can reproduce, right? And one other thing, and I said this on a couple other shows, my own personal opinion, I wouldn't kill a fish to put it on the wall, okay? You can look at the fish, take a picture of the fish, release the fish, and then go get a replica, you know?
Yeah, for sure.
And I've had so many skin mounts in the old days that the heads fell off anyway, so you're better off going to the plastic mounts.
Yep.
Bill Briscoe.
Yes, sir.
Now, how often do you get them where you're fishing the weed line like this in these northern lakes?
In late May and early June, it's pretty frequent.
Look at this guy. Well, I'm totally amazed that, you know, you can fish for 20 minutes and catch 20 fish.
Yeah.
Or pretty close to it.
Yeah, you sure can.
Like, I'm gonna just let him go back. But we've been fishing 15 minutes.
15 minutes.
And it's bang, 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 bang. I mean, it's just amazing. But I'm used to the rocks, right? I'm used to going out into a northern lake and seeing a rock island and fishing around the island right or off a point. Here, you're saying to me, we're going into these bays and we're gonna catch walleye till our arms fall off.
Yeah, no snags.
Just
Makes it
amazing.
nice.
That is very nice, you know? Bill,
Into another one.
I'll tell you what, like it's non-stop. Every time you drop a jig down here, you get a walleye.
Yeah.
You ever get guys that are just tired, they don't want to fish?
I get some sore arms every once in a while.
I can tell you, I'm getting one right now. No, but it's non-stop, and there's not too many lakes that you'll see where it's this dynamic. Now, there's a nice walleye.
There's a nice
Bill.
walleye.
That is a nice walleye. That is a dandy walleye, eh? Wow, is that a nice fish? I got the fire line on there, but I just don't trust the teeth on these guys. You know what? That is a dandy, Bill. Oh, come here. Now, how many walleye will you see like this, Bill?
Oh, we get quite a few like that.
Okay. What'd you say that is? About 23, 24 inches?
23, 24, yep.
Nice fish. Got
Beauty.
some belly on them, eh? Mm-hmm. And again, I'm telling you, Bill, these are respectable fish.
Very much, yep. Beauty.
That's a dandy. What is a real big fish here?
We have quite a few 7, 8, 9 pound walleye caught every summer.
Wow.
Yep.
It's like fishing a lake till your arms fall off. But again, and I'm being honest with you, I've never seen a lake produce so many walleye in so many spots. Like we're fishing in water that I wouldn't really call walleye water.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
It's just, let him go. It's just amazing. I mean, you can catch fish in the rapids, you can catch fish around the rocks, but how often do you go in early June, right? Come into a bay that you'd figure is gonna be loaded with pike, and it probably is in time, right?
Yeah,
You
it
know,
will
got a
be,
lot of
yep.
pike in here. But I wouldn't come into a bay in June like this, middle of the day. You know, we got a little overcast now, but yesterday it was sunny, and we still caught 100 fish.
Yep, yep, for sure. We have the rapids, we have that. We also have this, it makes it real nice.
This is, you know, this is pretty, or is this paradise?
It's
I'd
paradise.
say this is paradise. Boy, no, it really is. It's a fisherman's paradise. There's
really
no two
is,
ways
yeah.
about it. I'll bet you I can catch one in at least 2 casts.
I
got
bet
another
you
one.
can.
And now for the Darryl Choronzey's Canadian Fisherman's Breading and Batter Mix Campfire Comment.
It was a great day, Darryl. We were using plastic baits today, Darryl. Now, if a fish hits a plastic bait and doesn't get caught, does that really kill a fish? Or what's your
You know
opinion?
what? And I've got to watch what I say, Fred, because I deal with pure fishing in Berkeley, and they're, you know, they are the giants of the industry. And you know, the question is, what happens when a plastic bait, like a power bait or a, we'll talk to competitors, a yum or a twister tail, God knows how long that plastic bait is going to stay on the bottom of a river bottom or a lake, or what happens when the fish, say it does grab it and tries to eat it. I don't know whether it's going to pass through the fish, but what I do know is the companies like Pure Fishing, right? You know, Berkeley and all these companies, they're coming out with baits like Gulp, and they're biodegradable. They say they give off 400 times the scent, meaning they attract the fish 400 times faster than a regular competitor's bait. But at the same time, these are biodegradable baits, so that if that gulp falls on the bottom of a lake or the bottom of a river, it is, after a short time, going to disappear. If a bass or a pike or a walleye or a lake trout digests that bait, it's going to pass through the system. So I think the entire tackle industry is starting to look at plastics and saying, wait a minute, there must be a better, you know, means of making a bait. It's like lead. There's a lot of controversy about lead baits on the bottom of a lake. You know, the loons eat them, God knows what, but you don't want lead in your system. Well, that's what's happening with our baits right now. We are going to biodegradable baits, and the tackle industry knows. Let's straighten this out and let's get it fixed.
Yeah, it's something they have to look at. They have to consider.
It's there.
It's all good.
Going Fishing returns with more walleye action.
Wendy Grace, I guess I can call you the queen of the Old Post and Village.
Well, it's the first time I'm being called a queen, but I kind of like it.
I'm just looking at the plaque here. This originally was a Hudson's Bay trading post, right, back in 1786?
Yes, it was.
How long have you actually owned everything here?
We have owned this for almost 20 years.
Now, from what I understand, when you bought it, there was only this building, and it was in pretty rough shape standing, right?
Yes, it was.
And you've done a lot of work. How many cottages have you got here now?
Well, we've got 5 cottages and we've got 5 suites.
Okay. I know the fishing here on Lake St. Joseph is some of the best walleye fishing in the world. How many anglers would you put through this operation in the summer?
Well, we put through about 1,000.
About 1,000. And right now, about 90% are American, 10% are Canadian, right?
That's right.
You know, what we're going to try and do is educate at least to the point where you get 50% Canadian and 50% American. If you get the chance, don't pass up the opportunity to get up to the Old Post and Village. It's got not only world-class walleye angling out here on Lake St. Joseph, it's got fantastic accommodations, and the hosts are best you're ever going to find. One other question. Can I come back next year?
Absolutely, Darryl. You're welcome anytime.
Thank you. Right under the prop, eh, pal?
Yeah, I got him cornered back here.
You know, some of these fish take it light, and some of them just wallop it.
Yeah, that's for sure.
As I'm talking to you, I can feel bites going on in my
Tap,
end
tap.
right here. Yeah. Some of them are hitting, like I say, some of them are hitting hard, and the others you can feel, you know, like this one here, that they're just trying to sneak that off the back of the hook. Sneaky little devils, but
Yes.
they're not that sneaky. I'll tell you, Bill, you're gonna need the Absorbine Junior tonight.
Ice that shoulder down.
Yeah. Well, like I say, some of them hit it light, and then some of them will smack it. Even the ones that hit it light, though, once they feel the hook, they go on a pretty good bite.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I got another one too, Darryl.
You got one?
Yep.
Nice fish. Now let's compare sizes, because
Oh, you got me beat.
Oh, just a little bit. I was
You
gonna,
got me beat.
and I wasn't being smart. I was gonna say let's compare sizes, because I thought maybe we were into 1 year class in here. You know,
That's right. Yeah.
they're nice. Now, what's your favorite fish at shore lunch?
Walleye for sure.
Walleye.
Yeah.
You one of these northerners that don't like northern pike?
Yeah, I have to say I am. I like to catch them. I don't like to eat them.
No, you know, if you know how to properly clean the pike, I mean, it's delicious, but this is probably Canada's favorite shore lunch fish.
It's hard to beat for sure.
Dandy. Boy, I love this country. Now, okay, now how far are we from the lodge? We came up, we ran for what, 40 minutes?
40 minutes, yeah.
But you can catch fish right off the dock pretty well at the
Sure you
lodge.
can, yeah. Yeah.
Wow, and this lake's what, 90 miles long?
Yeah, 93 miles long.
So it's not a small lake, it's a pretty good sized
Very
lake.
big lake, lengthwise, yeah.
How many acres?
155,000. We
Jeez.
got a lot of area, a lot of bays and that.
What's an average depth? Probably 10 feet, 7 feet?
Out on the main lake, 40.
It'll go
Back
down to
here,
40?
it's fairly shallow, like I said, 7 feet.
I noticed this morning when we came out, we were coming down the middle of the lake, there's whitefish, eh?
Yep.
Because they were dimpling all over the lake.
Surface feeding, yeah, we got lots of those.
No lake trout in this lake.
No lake trout, no.
So your two main species are northern pike and walleye. You've got some perch?
Perch, yep. Pretty small, but we have them.
And too far north for bass.
Yes.
That's okay, there's enough walleye to keep me happy.
Ever thought of just what lures you'd want to have in your possession if you were lost in the bush? Well, for starters, it's hard to beat the power and potential of scent-impregnated plastic grub and jig combinations, such as Berkeley Gulp. These new variety of grubs are even deemed to be biodegradable, so that the fish can consume them safely and the lake bottom is not littered with plastic grub bodies. And by the way, the manufacturer of these baits likes to brag they even outfish live bait. Next, for shallow water fishing for bass, walleye, pike, and trout, we wouldn't want to go far in the North Country without an ample supply of MEP spinners in brass, silver, and multicolored tones. Last but not least, silver-plated, gold-plated, and colored wobbling spoons are a must in any sportsman's tackle box. Size depends on species, 1 and 2 inch size metal enticers are great for brookies and bass. 3 to 4 inch spoons are fine for walleye, and big overgrown jawbreakers are the ultimate for monster lake trout and northerns.
Bill, you got some variety in these lakes, eh, for as far as structure goes?
A real big lake, and it covers.
You got one? I got one.
We both got one.
Yeah.
It covers the gamut as far as structure and habitat for walleye and pike. We got it all here.
Well, you said to me now, okay, now are there different characteristics on your walleye?
Yeah, we get like these ones here. The water's
Besides being chunky. Yeah.
water's very stained. You get them really yellow. We also get blue walleye every once in a while.
Like.
And
You see a different color variation when you're out in the middle of the lake?
Absolutely.
They look a little different?
yeah, they're a lot whiter.
I'll tell you what, you tell me where you're gonna see walleye like that. And again, this is no fish story. As fast as we can get the jigs down, we're getting hookups. You know, not doubles all the time, but singles all the time.
Yep,
and a lot of doubles. I mean, there's thousands of fish in this lake.
Yep.
Millions of fish
Millions
in this
of
lake.
fish, yeah.
He's going for a dive. You stuck one there.
Just.
You know what? Just as you set the hook, I lost one.
Yeah, he's a good-sized fish too.
Get that fish off my line. Get him away from me. That last one was just sucking on it.
Real nice walleye.
I bet you get nobody coming up here that's disappointed.
Yeah, we seem to be able to make a lot of people happy.
They're nice looking fish.
Yeah, and the barbless just comes right out.
I got one too, Bill.
There
You know,
we go.
just, I don't know how big mine is. Boy, he almost took my wrist off there for a second, just the way he hit. He's staying under the boat. Look at this. Not quite as big as yours, Bill. But he knows he's caught. I'm gonna flip him over on this line.
I'll let this guy go.
Oh. Bill, it's just amazing. Like, some try and sneak up and, you know, grab that power bait off.
Yep.
But the other ones just wallop it.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
true. It's like two different kinds of fish.
We've got fish in the live well right now for shore lunch, so
Sure do.
let this guy go.
Let that one go, yeah.
Bill, if you come up here, you know, you've got 4-day packages.
Yes,
Do you supply shore lunch every day?
every day.
So these guys can come up, they can expect to, you know, catch their own fish and do their own shore lunch, right?
Yeah, you'll leave
Okay.
here full for sure.
Now, you've got American plan and you've got housekeeping, am I right? Mm-hmm. On the American plan, you do the cooking?
Yeah, we have a full dining room at camp.
Okay.
And you can expect to get fish in there too.
Okay, but if you want a guide out there to cook your meal, you got to hire a guide.
Yep.
Okay. How many people take guides?
About 50% of our clients will take a guided trip.
I think it's common sense, though. This lake can be pretty treacherous with the underwater structure. It's a lot of rocks, right? I think any angler coming up here should take a guide out the first day.
I think it would be to their benefit for sure.
You know, because you don't know the water, or at least I don't, or the new guy coming in doesn't know the water. The guides know the water, and the guides are going to point out the problems. Because I'm just amazed at the structure that's out there.
Yeah, there's a lot of rocks in this lake.
Another one, almost under the boat again.
Yep.
Is this a technique you picked up over the years, or is it just being lazy, or what?
Well, no, it's when you want to stay out of everybody's casting zone there, so I just kind of do my own thing back here, and it works.
It's kind of neat, Bill. It's really kind of neat up here.
There's a nice one.
You see a big spawn up here? Like, are there places where you can go and actually go and see them spawning?
Oh, for sure, yeah. Yeah. We have protected sanctuary. That's probably the biggest spawning ground on the lake.
How far is it from here?
About 10 miles.
How long do they keep it closed compared to the rest of the lake?
It's closed from the middle of May till the 15th of June.
Okay, so it's not even open right now?
Not now, no.
Are they still spawning up in there, you figure?
Probably not, but they'd like to let them get out of the river before they let fishermen in.
Okay, so it is a river spawning population.
It is, yeah.
I would imagine on this lake you must have river spawning and shoal spawning fish.
Yeah, we certainly do.
And again, how many acres?
155,000.
So you haven't fished them all yet?
Not yet.
You're not that old.
I'm gonna try.
And now for the Berkeley tip of the week. Don't pass up shallow water walleye fishing in late spring and early summer, especially in colored water situations. If water temperatures 65 to 75 degrees Fahrenheit and ample food supplies are present, the walleye will be too.
Bill Briscoe, you know what my main problem is when I go north?
What's that?
Well, the black flies, for starters. I always take too much tackle.
Yeah.
You know, and I find out when I fish the north that, yeah, I can have some Mep spinners. You know, I want some spinners out there and I want some body baits. But it's the #1 bait for me when I'm fishing in the north, right? But it's pretty well the #1 bait for everybody.
Yeah, I think so.
It's the white grub. You know, now I use a chartreuse and I use a yellow, but I would say, especially in stained water like this, I'm white about 80% of the time.
Yeah.
The other thing is, 10 years ago, all we had were straight plastic grubs. Now we've got scent-enhanced grubs, we've got biodegradable grubs, and the grub fishery is changing. There's no two ways about it. We've really improved, and we're catching a lot more fish with the grub. Light rod and reel, you know, no telephone poles, no cable.
Yep.
You know, when you're going north, you don't have to have that heavy equipment. You can get by with 6 to 12 pound test line. I still like the medium light action rods and reels, you know. I am using the super lines now, the braided. I like the abrasion resistance, and I also like the feel. The new line of super lines, it allows you to feel that pickup. It allows you to feel what the bottom's like. You know, there's no stretch, and it's just like a telephone cable, sending you the message back down to the
For sure.
the handle. For sure. I'll tell you what, we're going in there and have supper, and we're gonna get away from these black flies.
Sounds good to me.
We never saw black flies all day out on the lake. Come back to the lodge. What do we got? Black flies.
Yeah.
Let's go for it.
All right.
Going fishing returns with the Napoleon Barbecue's Shore Lunch.
You know, when you get up to this old post and village, they do something a little special. They give you the top cook in the north. And I guess I could say one of the greatest guides too, right?
Yeah, you can.
Bill, what are you gonna do?
I'm gonna start my potatoes here frying. I'm gonna saute mushrooms and onions in this pan and lay my fish in. A little bit of water and cover it. Steam the fish and fried potatoes and beans.
Let's go for it, buddy.
All righty.
Bill, I guess before I go any further, I can call this the old post steamed walleye, right?
Sure.
I want to mention one thing. When you put the walleye in there, you actually added 1 can of the juice from the canned mushrooms, right?
That's right, yep.
And you put a little seasoning on. I'm going to use my fork this time just to dig up some of that walleye. Put one of your northern French fries on there and go for it, eh? Oh, Bill.
How's that?
After yesterday's, I didn't think you could outdo yourself, but you did outdo yourself, let me tell you. This is delicious. Now listen, if you get the opportunity, don't pass up the chance to visit Old Post and Village. It's 30 miles south of Pickle Lake.
That's right.
Right? It's a short ride from Minneapolis. It's a short ride from Detroit. It's a shorter ride from Toronto. But enjoy the scenery. When you get up here, you're going to get some phenomenal fishing and some great meals. Let's go and eat, and then we'll go fishing.
All right.
For more information on today's fishing location and other going fishing destinations, visit goingfishingtv.com. Going Fishing with Darryl Choronzey has been brought to you in part by Yamaha. When you want the best. Abu Garcia, for life. Berkeley, catch more fish. And by Darryl Choronzey's Canadian Fisherman's Breading and Batter Mix.
Going fishing, going fishing. Baby smiling my way, gonna have a great day. No competition. Going fishing.